Welcome to another video where we explore the wisdom of Buddhism and how it can help us live a happier and more meaningful life. Today, I want to talk to you about 3 things that you should stop doing every night before going to sleep, according to the teachings of the Buddha. You see, the way we end our day can have a huge impact on how we sleep and how we wake up the next day. If we end our day with negative thoughts, emotions, and habits, we are setting ourselves up for a night of restlessness and dissatisfaction. But if we end our day with positive thoughts, emotions, and habits, we are creating the conditions for a night of peace and contentment. So, what are the 3 things that we should stop doing every night before going to sleep, according to Buddhism? Let's find out. The first thing that we should stop doing is checking our phones. Yes, you heard me right. Checking our phones is one of the worst things we can do before sleeping. Why? Because checking our phones is a form of distraction and attachment. It is a way of escaping the reality of the present moment and clinging to the stimulation of the screen. It is a way of saying that we are not satisfied with ourselves and need something else to make us happy. It is a way of exposing ourselves to unnecessary stress and anxiety. But what does the Buddha say about this? He says that we should be mindful of the present moment, not of the past or the future. He says that we should cultivate a mind of simplicity and contentment, not of complexity and craving. He says that we should practice meditation and awareness, not distraction and ignorance. So, the next time you are tempted to check your phone before going to sleep, don't do it. Instead, put your phone away and say to yourself, "This is a quiet night. This is a quiet mind. This is a quiet life. I am happy with myself. I don't need anything else to make me happy." The second thing that we should stop doing is eating or drinking too much. How often do we end our day by indulging in food or drinks that are not good for us? We eat or drink too much, too late, too fast, or too unhealthy. We think that by eating or drinking, we are satisfying our hunger and thirst, and that we are somehow rewarding ourselves for the day. But is that the case? No, it is not. Eating or drinking too much is one of the most harmful things that we can do before going to sleep. Why? Because eating or drinking too much is a form of greed and gluttony. It is a way of overloading our body and mind with substances that are not beneficial for us. It is a way of saying that we are not respectful of our health and well-being, and that we are not mindful of the consequences of our actions. It is a way of creating more suffering for ourselves and others. But what does the Buddha say about this? He says that we should follow the middle way, not the extremes. He says that we should eat and drink moderately, not excessively. He says that we should eat and drink mindfully, not mindlessly. He says that we should eat and drink for nourishment, not for pleasure. He says that we should practice self-restraint and wisdom, not indulgence and foolishness. So, the next time you feel like eating or drinking too much before going to sleep, don't do it. Instead, eat and drink enough to satisfy your needs and say to yourself, "This is a healthy night. This is a healthy body. This is a healthy life. I am respectful of my health and well-being. I'm mindful of the consequences of my actions." The third thing that we should stop doing is holding on to grudges or regrets. How often do we end our day by dwelling on the things that we did wrong or the things that others did wrong to us? Maybe we hold on to grudges or regrets that are related to our work, our family, our friends, or ourselves. We think that by holding on to grudges or regrets, we are justified in our anger and sadness, and that we are somehow protecting ourselves from harm. But is that the case? No, it is not. Holding on to grudges or regrets is one of the most useless things that we can do before going to sleep. Why? Because holding on to grudges or regrets is a form of resentment and guilt. It is a way of poisoning our minds and hearts with negative emotions that are not helpful for us. It is a way of saying that we are not forgiving of ourselves and others, and that we are not willing to let go of the past. It is a way of blocking our happiness and growth. But what does the Buddha say about this? He says that we should let go of grudges and regrets, not hold on to them. He says that we should forgive ourselves and others, not blame them. He says that we should learn from the past, not live in it. He says that we should practice loving kindness and compassion, not resentment and guilt. So the next time you feel like holding on to grudges or regrets before going to sleep, don't do it. Instead, let go of them and say to yourself, "This is a forgiving night. This is a forgiving mind. This is a forgiving life. I am forgiving of myself and others. I am willing to let go of the past." So, these are the 3 things that we should stop doing every night before going to sleep, according to Buddhism. By stopping these 3 things, we are creating a positive and healthy end for our day. We are setting ourselves up for a night of peace and contentment. We are living in harmony with ourselves and with the world. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stop doing these things before going to sleep.